Yes, people, big up all of you in here. Yes, you can tell Daps has a very, very nice background. You're welcome. He made it himself to be fair. And yeah, man, big up Daps with his background and his pickles. I can't believe people in the world, right, actually like pickle juice and will drink pickles juice from the jar. And there's two people here, not just that. Big up Kendall, by the way. I'm gonna actually annoy you in a minute. I'm gonna annoy you, but I'm gonna annoy you. Just because of your pickle comments. I've changed my tune. How do you?
What are you going to annoy us about?
Oh, just read the title.
I haven't even seen what we're on about. You've just said, can you be on stream at 10? So I was like, yeah, no worries. I haven't even seen what it's about or anything.
Yeah, cousin. I'm going to annoy you. What are you saying?
Family Affair and all that. Family Affair, Mary J. Blige. Get that on. Alexa, play Family Affair, Mary J. Blige. Sorry if anyone's got an Alexa in the house right now. But
by the way, banger, but yeah, continue.
It was classic.
What are you saying, Kendall, man? Tuesday night, you know, it's looking Christmassy here. Yeah.
I'm not having Christmas decorations up yet, guys. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I can't stand it. It makes us like the house just feels messy and I just can't deal with that, like as a personal thing, even though I love Christmas. But my mum was having a go at me today calling me Grinch because she's like, you don't even like the build up to Christmas, and I don't. I find it stressful. But Christmas Day I love, but I just find Christmas stressful as a parent.
I saw the sickest jumper. I was going to order it. I probably will order it, to be fair, earlier on online, yeah. And it's very relevant to what we're going to talk about tonight.
Wait, I need to go and check the title out now.
It said VAR humbug. And it had the Barclays lion with the Christmas hat on, and then VAR humbug.
Well, I like Christmas decorations. I just like the look of it and everything. So
oh, you never told me that. You really told me that.
No, I've never actually really told no one. I don't really tell anyone soppy stuff, but I know I like decoration. You know, when it's all like lights and all that kind of stuff. I like all the decorations. You can't. I don't celebrate it, but I like it. You know what I mean? I'm a bit of a Grinch, to be fair. I haven't liked Christmas for about 10 years. So
I swear you've got like Grinch.
Well, I'll come in like a snowman outfit because today's episode is actually sponsored by Hustle Every Day. You know, that's why I got the clothing on. This I'm not even joking. Yeah, look.
There we go.
Hustle Every Day. There we go. Sponsored by Hustle Every Day. Tomorrow, from tomorrow, we're gonna actually have everything all in the overlay, so you lot can actually check out. When I tell you now for free, this top, the actual quality of this top is amazing. And I know this is a bit shame. It's not about football, but if people want to like us to sponsor their stuff, we're happy to do so. But the quality of this hat and actually especially the t-shirts,
t-shirts fit nice, man.
Way better than H&M. Facts. Way better. And I thought H&M's quality goes out this world. But yeah, big up Hustle Every Day for giving us some free clothes, man, to sponsor their stuff. So yeah, big up them. Appreciate that a lot. And
we're gonna have the URL from tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, from tomorrow. Start putting that around. Yeah, you know what? That's disgusting. See, Rob Frank understands pickles grim. And you know what David Valentine said, I love pickles. We don't like pickles.
Exactly.
Do you know what? Every time someone mentions it, yeah.
Nah.
Do you know what? And
people with
he's doing it live.
Bro.
I'll just go and get my jar of gherkins out if you want.
Allow it. No,
weird,
I'm sick.
Yeah, it's a bigger one. Pause.
Oh, you know what it is? It's the smell as well, man. Let's talk football.
This is giving like very serious like Saturday night vibes, and we just used to talk about absolutely anything.
Yeah. You know what it is? I'm just delaying because Mons is going to be here in a second, but he's too busy yapping away with traps.
All of purple juice helps the medicine go down.
Mons is going to be in a second, but we're going to be talking about PGMOL stuff, the Arsenal, the thing that they've actually been raving about. Were they robbed versus Newcastle? Is it really much of a robbery? We got Kendall here to obviously back her team. We don't actually have an Arsenal fan. Actually, not a lot of them actually here today. So we got Mons, he's an Arsenal fan secretly. But yeah, it might be a little bit back and forth, might be a little bit heated, so just be prepared. Van Dijk as well. That's a good thing that Mons is here, the pretend Liverpool fan, because we could talk about Van Dijk is looking like he's back to his best. We all know he has had a couple bad years. But honestly, there's a serious conversation to talk about with this man because he is carrying that defense like tomorrow. And Liverpool and also them don't get enough. I don't think he's getting enough recognition.
Right. But we can talk on the Van Dijk thing. But
yes, we can.
This Liverpool one that seems to have carried, it's international break and people are looking what to talk on. This one that seems to be grabbing every content creator is going into the international break. Liverpool are going below the radar, yeah?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I hear it, but at the same time, what confuses me is this could have happened at any point this season. The fact in the last 3 games, Liverpool have drawn to Luton, lost to Toulouse, and beat Brentford, yeah, baffles me a little bit that, do you know what, let's go with the narrative, Liverpool are going below the radar. Well, they've drawn 1, lost 1, and won 1 in the last 3 games. So I don't really think...
Well, we can put it into discussion anyways. I think we can say that for a few teams, except for Man United.
Table doesn't lie, innit?
Table doesn't lie, the food doesn't lie. And then the last one is obviously the topic of the day, which you've probably seen all around Twitter, even though this happened 6 months ago and he's getting pulled up now. I didn't even know about it, but Ramsdale, I think his career at Arsenal is finished, and we'll give you the reasons why. If you ain't seen the clips, there's a clip that went round and say he can't concentrate for 90 minutes in a game. It's impossible. But I think
I can't for 60.
If you're going to be at a top club, look, we're going to discuss it obviously, but if you're going to be at a top club, you need to be, and you're going to be a top player, you need to be doing all that. But I think even that's been taken out of context. I think the worst thing about today with surrounding Ramsdale is his dad coming out and say he's lost his smile, like, and all that. I mean, whoop-de-doo, mate. Like, don't be fair. Like, people have jobs every day and they lose them. Some people are lucky to even have a job.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And he's thinking like, you didn't need to do that. You're putting unnecessary pressure and the crocodile tear stuff all on Ramsdale. I don't think he needs that right now. I think that's the last
taking it straight out the Harry Maguire playbook.
Why is he covering his face in the interview as well? Come on, man. Weird. But yeah, Monster's going to be coming. We're going to talk about that. But the first thing to talk about is Arsenal. Were they actually robbed versus Newcastle? 3 decisions. Me and Daps watched all the decisions, by the way. And I can't lie. Stuff about Trent will be going over tomorrow. I want to see some more concrete links before I talk about that, because right now it's just looking like a rumor.
What's that about Trent? Give me the rumor though.
Real Madrid apparently in for Trent Alexander-Arnold, which kind of smells like a Trent.
I can't see. Yeah, he won't leave Liverpool, man.
I can't see it either. I'm going to be running a few polls as well. So before we do that and get into the topic of discussion, please like the video if you don't mind. Big up everyone that's done so far. 78 likes. Can we go over to 150 to 200? And then I'm going to start posting people's results in the pinned comments after the video. I think it's good for people to know what everyone thinks during the actual live stream. So I think it's just a little bit of a bonus. But big up everyone that's actually here. Yeah, we know Winter. He's not going nowhere. We know Trent. He's a Liverpool through and through, man. So don't worry about that. Because he's not just talking better now. Funny enough. Hi, Mons.
Hi, Mons.
Bro.
Hey, trust you. You're welcome.
No, the Christmas thing. Say less.
Say no more. Joined by.
Bro, it's in November.
Bro, listen. My daughter asked me before Halloween, and she was like, when are we putting the Christmas decorations up this year? And because last year, like, I usually make a big deal. I haven't got the decorations outside yet. They'll go up at the weekend, like big reindeers outside that light up and stuff, So I was just like, do you know what? As soon as bonfire night is over, the first weekend after that, the Christmas decorations have to go up. So they're up. And I gave Cass a tree as well.
Hey, say less. It's the 14th of November.
Big up in the building, man.
Listen, it's the most fun. Bro, listen, if the advert, bro, they've been selling stuff in Lidl for like a month, right?
The
adverts. Well, me and Cass, I think, was it on Sunday during the City game? Yeah. Every time the advert, all the adverts in between the. Like the halves and that were all Christmas adverts. And Cass goes, don't you think like we're just waiting for months to pop up in one of the adverts?
I know something funny. I've had about 3 Christmas auditions already.
Yeah. But, I told
you.
Hey, Kendall.
Yeah.
You can smile, by the way. Mons, big up Pinky in the brain, Mons. Yeah, man.
Mons, do you like pickled onions?
I'll allow it.
I'm not a massive fan, you know what? I'm not a massive fan still.
Not a massive fan, but you are a fan.
It's not like it's not like it's nasty, but it wouldn't go out. It's one of them ones.
Right.
By the way, Fraser, that was a rude comment, bro. That was rude. He said, "Oh, wait, he's gonna sell Casemiro to fix a roof finally." I'm like, allow it, man.
Listen.
All right, 10 minutes in, man. 10 minutes in. Never a foul chat. You don't disappoint. Big up people and big up Alex in the building as well. All right, first thing. Other than me and Daps, have either of you watched the clips with the PGMOL with Howard Webb? Have you seen it, Monts?
Mm-hmm.
Why Michael Owen is my first observation.
Yeah, that's the worst one. Anyway.
Because the referees hate Michael Owen and Newcastle fans hate Michael Owen. So great. It goes together like hand in hand. Like, that was really wrong.
But he offered nothing.
To do that.
Which exactly? The one which, because there's loads of Howard clips on.
No, they've just come out tonight, this evening, at like 7 or 8. Yeah, from the Arsenal Newcastle game. You know, the one where there was like 5 decisions.
Yeah.
That one.
And how did that? Can you guys sum that up? I haven't seen that yet.
So basically, they went through the decisions of all the ones that happened. I think there's been 4: the Harry Maguire one, etc., etc. But the main one that we wanted to know was what VAR were doing in the game of Newcastle and obviously Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. And obviously, the incident was obviously around the Joe Linton. Was the ball out? You know, was there a potential handball? Was there a foul in general to rule out the goal? And the thing is, Daps has one opinion about it, but I have another opinion about it. But we kind of agree on the same thing. But I don't think both things are wrong, because what Daps kind of summed up for the Chelsea,
Chelsea City thing at the weekend
applies to the rules of this part. But then there was one part which I just don't agree on whatsoever. In my honest opinion, which is going to annoy some Newcastle fans, I think Arsenal got absolutely robbed of a point potentially,
and you're saying because of the push, right?
Because my whole thing is because of the push. It's not because the ball was out. I think VAR actually done a really good job. It's just the time taken was a little bit mad. The ball was in. But the fact is, they don't even have lines for it. This is the annoying part.
Yeah, that was a weird bit. They didn't have lines for it.
They do need to sort that out.
The communication,
because when the ball goes over the line for a goal, they have very quick. They can see. That's the same line as if it goes out for a corner, but they didn't have lines. That was confusing. But the main thing with it, and also one thing that I found because I didn't watch the previous one on this one, is when at the first I was thinking there's bare noise, but then I realised, when all the players go over to the ref and the ref's like telling the players to go away, you actually hear it, and the ref's being asked bare questions in his earpiece by the VAR room, and all the players are in his face. He's like, hold on a second, imagine you're trying to talk to loads of people. But look, I actually do think potentially it was a push, So I think me and Cass agree that ultimately it was a push, but it's right. So when City played Chelsea at the weekend, and the ref blew that was a foul, right? When the two players came together for the first goal, for the Haaland penalty, right? The ref blew. Now, then it goes to the VAR room. Unless it is clear cut that the referee has made a massive mistake, VAR cannot get involved, right? And my whole thing is in that situation was, do you know what? I think in those instances, the ref should not blow. The ref should allow the game to go on, and then VAR can look at it and VAR can make a decision and go, do you know what? Actually, we're going to pull it back, And it was the same in this one, that basically the ref gave a goal. So everything the ref gave, ultimately the ref allowed every stage of play in the Arsenal-Newcastle game to carry on, and the goal scored. But then VAR had to, because the ref's decision was it is a goal, they had to see a clear, obvious mistake to be able to say, no, it's not a goal. And because of the camera angles on the push, they were saying it's not definitive enough. But me personally, I think it probably was a push. It probably was.
I don't think it was a push. I look at Gabriel's position and I think he's already going over. I think as a centre back, I think he needs to be stronger. I think if he was standing upright and then Joe Linton pushes him, then I'm saying all day that's a push. But if you look at his position before Joe Linton even puts his hands on him, he's already going over. He's already going over. My thing is the fact that it hits his arm. That to me is because the ball's in. I don't think it's
a foul. Did it hit his arm?
Yeah. It hits his arm before it bounces to Gordon. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to go as far as to say robbery. I think if we're gonna go off some of the handballs that we've seen, then I guess you could probably. I think it's a handball, clear and obvious. Like you said, it's a bit of a grey area if we're talking clear and obvious. But for me, it's the hands. That's the only thing I'll say. I think everything else they handled in instance was fine. I just don't agree with like the fans saying, Arsenal been robbed. Newcastle were better than Arsenal on the day. I think a fair result probably would have been a draw.
Yeah.
A fair result would have been a draw. If I'm 100%, not 100%. Man said the black carrot is waffling. I'll take that one anyway. But like, bro, if I'm honest, I just think Newcastle wanted the game. They wanted it more. They ran more. The crowd was booming. So at the end of the day, I think maybe a draw would have been a fair result. I said that already, but I do think it was harsh not maybe overturning the handball.
Yeah, the handball was actually, I think in the clip they showed all of it, but I think the handball was probably the thing that was looked at the least of all the things.
Yeah. I was surprised they said possible offside, possible out of bounds and possible foul. I was thinking, wait, where's the handball? It's just hit his arm.
Yeah.
Where's the handball?
I still, again, in that, there wasn't clear. I don't know. It's mad. I'll say this. It's like network on a train. If you ever go on a train and try and use Wi-Fi or anything on a train, and you're like, how can the governments and whatever see and hear everything that they can see and hear, but I get on a train and my phone doesn't work. Same in football. The amount of money in it, that the technology just doesn't quite seem there yet. Yeah. Like when they only have a certain number of angles and whatever else. And so that was the first one. Cass, what do you think then? You were thinking clear foul, innit? Push.
I want to get. You know what? I think it was a clear push because I don't think Gabriel was a crap player in it. And I'm not here to actually throw hate on Newcastle. Remember, first and foremost, this is not Newcastle's fault, and this is not down to them. I think Newcastle have been hard done by in decisions over the last couple of years, from what I remember. Anyways, you could say justice served or whatever, right? So it's not Newcastle's fault. It's the people in charge. The fact of the day for me is along the lines that I think Gabriel is a better player than what we make him out to be. I don't think he clearly moves his head to dive that far out away from the ball. He's trying to dive and header. He's trying to do a mid-dive and header to clear the ball.
Towards your goal.
From the last angle we saw when Joe Linton put his hands on there, for me, I just feel like he's 100% put pressure, and that's made when he was going to header the ball, it's just obviously made a bit of a difference in terms of direction. But the question is, again, was it too soft? Is it too much? Because we've seen, how many times have we seen, Kendall, where a soft decision has gone by, where it's because someone's got just a little bit of a hand anywhere on their body, and you're like, how is that even a foul? How is that anything? So that's the whole idea. Obviously, as a Newcastle supporter, you might think this is obviously, I don't know, you think justice serve or anything along. What do you actually think of the incident? You was actually at the game, so it must be mental for you because waiting for like 6 minutes.
It was stupid because I was like, oh, they're gonna rule it out. I just like had like this awful feeling when it was like VAR. I was like, right, that's it, it's gone. And then he obviously said offside, no, out of play was fine. Then it came up on the board again, foul. I was like, oh my god, they're actually genuinely trying to get it like cancelled off. Then it came out offside. I was like, what is actually like genuinely what's going on? They've tried 3 times to get this goal cancelled out now. Tried 3 instances. It was absolutely fine in the end. Obviously contentious, whatever. The problem for me mostly, I think, credit where credit's due to that VAR clip. I think it was good. It actually showed them in a good light for once in life, the officials. I think it showed them in a good light because they were thorough with most things, the way they explained it, and why they'd come to that decision. Obviously, the main thing is the fact that there was nothing clear and obvious to overturn the on-field decision, which is fair enough. And that's the problem with the foul, because 50% of people are going to say it was a foul, 50% of people are not going to say it's foul. And that's the main problem with, obviously, the officials in games. The rules are so... what's the word? They're not concise enough for official to be able to make a consistent decision game in, game out. And that's the problem. It's inconsistency from one game to the next. Like you see one ball out of play and then the next it'll be the similar sort of thing and it'll be ruled in play. So it's just one of those things, consistency. I do think we've had now 3 instances. So obviously the on-field decision, the independent panel that reviewed the goal as well, and this whole audio thing, and literally every single one has ruled that the goal was correct. They're not always right. Obviously, they're going to stick with whatever they think is correct. But literally every single one now, there's 3 instances now where they said the goal should have stood. So for me, that's like, what more do we need from them? Like, they're explaining why the goal stood. Every single rule's been explained. The audio's explained it well. And it's literally just a matter of which official will give it on that day, which officials will man in VAR that day, on whether they give the foul or not. I've watched, obviously, because I've had to watch the clip a million times at this point, like genuinely a million times. And if you well, from my point of view, obviously, because I know a lot of people disagree. I think Gabriel was already going down slightly before, which makes the push look worse, if you know what I mean. I don't actually think Joelinton's full force has pushed him over. I don't think he would have stood up because it looks like he was bending for the ball anyway. Why he was doing that in that instance, I have no idea why.
Momentum,
anyway,
I think, probably because they were both running at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you know something you touched on there, though, and they said this earlier, is so basically, if the referee makes a decision for VAR to overrule it, it has to be clear and obvious, enough for them. And what Howard Webb actually said did make a bit of sense. That he said, and I think since that day, if you look online at the people that are saying it was, the people that are saying it wasn't, on each of them is 50-50. He said, so if the overall consensus is 50-50 saying it was, 50 saying it was, 50 saying it wasn't on each incident, you can kind of see where it isn't clear and obvious. And I think, do you know what? That the only thing is you would say that, maybe, if you're Arsenal, you think it was. If you're any other team, you think it wasn't.
See, this is why I was trying to take bias out, because I'm not like a biased fan ever. Like that, like everyone who knows me, obviously I always back my team and I'll always stick up for my team. But when it comes to stuff like VAR, if I think a decision's wrong, I'll say it. I don't care which team it is. I don't care if it's my own team. Against Wolves, when we got that penalty, I thought that was absolutely disgraceful.
That was a dive.
Yeah, I don't think we ever should have got that. And I said that outright, even though it was my team. I wasn't like, it was a penalty, because it wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm obviously going to say it. So even in this game, obviously Arsenal fans are like, oh, you're a Newcastle fan, you're going to say that it was a goal. No, I was literally there. I also replayed that clip millions of times because I've had to, because the way you lot have been whinging, the way your manager's been whinging, it's nearly 2 weeks since the game and we're still going on about it now. Do you know what I mean? So I've literally had to watch it a million times to see what I think. And if it was the wrong decision, I would have said, but a million times over. I even said about the game that a draw, everyone would have been fine with the draw. Sat in that stadium at that time, fans watching at home would have been fine if both teams had come away with the draw, because I don't think either team were at their best on the day. I think a lot of us cancelled each other out tactically, stylistically. So it wasn't even the fact that.
Do you not think you're better than them? I think you were better than them. Not by a lot.
If we were, it was 5% better than them. But I don't think we were. I think we had the better chances, because the only chance I remember them having, I think it was Martinelli, and it just went straight to goal.
Alex, I think I'd talk quickly.
What's up?
Yeah, there's a lot of background noise.
It sounds like there's a bee trapped in your earphones.
A bee trapped in my...
Bro, it doesn't sound like there's a bee trapped in your earphones, but it does sound like something weird.
Yeah, I think
that was quite accurate.
If you go on audio, I think there's echo cancellation.
How about now?
Before.
Oh, that's much. I think that's much better. Yeah, that's much better.
You're good.
Sorry, Kendall. Go on.
No, you're all right. I can't remember what I was saying.
I was like,
all about how better we were. Yeah, I think it was just they only had the one chance. We maybe had the better chances at a push, but I don't think either team was better on that day.
I'm going to go 60-40, as I said.
Possibly.
Pope threw his cap on that Martinelli chance, and for me, Callum Wilson should have scored. There was also the last talent when Callum Wilson pins Saliba, and then Almiron kind of goes through. No, it's Gordon actually that went through, and then Ben White has to make a really good tackle. I know the Arsenal fans are really upset with me, guys. Sorry for saying someone was 10% better than you in the game. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
You know what? Before we get on to Alex's opinion, guys, there's 500 of you in here. So if you haven't done so yet, get voting on the poll, and also please put a thumbs up on the smash a like if you haven't. It's just a gentle reminder. I don't really want to ask like every 10 minutes or something, but big up everyone that has actually liked the video. It goes a long way. It helps us push to the next person, more subscribers, and also then that means it's going to help Monster's channel. Then it's going to help when even Carefree Lewis, because you see Alex on there every day, every other day at least as well. So it just helps everyone out overall. I can't lie though. Before I do go on to Alex's opinion, I'm going to back Arsenal. I think Arsenal had every right to complain about that decision. And I think if they don't do it now, then we're never going to get over it. I think I backed Liverpool and their decision. And I know Liverpool had every right because it was really, really bad and clear and obvious. But for me, 2 hands on the back, for me, is clear and obvious for me. And if that was me and that was Man United, I'll be screaming that. So I think Arsenal had every right to that. I can't lie. I know either team maybe could have won it. Maybe Newcastle could have won it. I think Arsenal got robbed of a point. And that, you know what we say? It's a bit like that win against Brentford that they should have got. They should have got with that Ivan Toney where it was. And that robbed them towards the end of the season of a few points. That 1 point can be really crucial later in the season when they need it. Yeah, exactly. So I think Arsenal have 100% been hard done by. And
I know, but I don't think you can say that necessarily, not because of us. Just in any game, I don't think you can say it because you don't know how. Yeah, but you don't know how a game would have gone after that.
Should have tried harder to get. They should have tried harder. Should have tried harder.
Yeah, I hear it. But I'm just only going off. I'm being consistent about VAR a little bit this year for me, innit? And obviously other teams. And I even criticize my own team. So I'm only going to criticize it again. And I was just think Howard Webb is pulled one over everyone's eyes because he's mates with all the other referees. You can hear him calling them by Ollie and their short names and stuff. It's bollocks. Go get another ref from another league who don't know none of them and explain it themselves. I'm sick of these English refs coming together, talking like they're mates, which they obviously are, and obviously not giving an actual opinion because they can't criticize their friends. You heard it yourself, that's right. We was there. He said he's got a bit of a different opinion about a couple of the decisions, but then he went on and just somehow started agreeing with it. 100% for me. If you want to talk about clear and obvious, two hands on the back.
He did. He said we all have different opinions.
Yeah. But he didn't say his one. He just agreed with it. So yeah, they were very good.
But he didn't say I have different. He said we all have different opinions.
Fair enough.
Great. What he said is, this is how I knew you were fishing for something. He said, he literally started off by saying, thank you for having me on to talk about this because it's really good because we all have different opinions. Straight away, you were like, ha, see, he disagrees.
No. Go back on it. Tomorrow after this, he said, because I remember Michael Owen asking him, do you have a different opinion? Like, do you have a different thing? He said, a couple of them.
Okay.
That's what I'm going
I will go back and study it.
So before Alex, I've got Enigma says, do you guys really think Gabriel misses the whole damn ball without a blatant push? Y'all crazy. Yeah. See me. No, I don't. Alex, what do you think?
So,
by the way,
I know Arsenal fans. What's up? Hold that.
What, a draw? You really going to do that over a draw?
But,
I will hold a draw, no problem.
my problem with look, forget it's Arsenal, forget it's anybody. I'm going based on approach from like basically as a medic. When I go into the accident, I'll look at the car. Where's the hit? So if you hit the car from behind, you expect a neck injury. You know why? Because when you push somebody at the back, the head doesn't go forward. The head goes backwards.
Yes.
So please show me the picture on Gabriel when somebody's pushing Gabriel in the back, how his head is located through all the push, throughout all the process of pushing in the back, and you will understand why I'm saying what I meant.
His head's going forward
all the time.
Yeah, it's like
going this way.
Yeah.
Right, his head's forward. Wow. This is what I'm saying. It's not a foul.
That's what I'm saying.
To be fair,
that is a mad, interesting way of looking at it. Yeah, you're right. Wow.
It's just my opinion. It's not about Arsenal. It's not about Newcastle. It's just the way the mechanism of push goes. If you push somebody, especially like if you put it in the picture, especially the picture that everybody keeps showing, that actually like he's extending, like to make that kind of push with extended arms. That neck is not going to be going that way. It's going to be that way. That's all I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying, like how the significance of push you can actually see in the players. So that's my point on that. Oh. That's just like, anyway, that's me. But the ball, I don't know. There is no clear lines. I don't know how we can. So that's different. That's all I can say on Newcastle.
Could you say though? I'm not here to defy your logic or anything along them lines, by the way, because you are a medic, and I'm not going to downplay your knowledge. But where he's already maybe trying to go for the ball in a certain direction, and he's getting pushed on his back, not like actually pushed forward, but more on his back on an angle, and putting pressure on it to make sure like it doesn't look like an actual push. Could that not have a different direction, like for the head movement, anyways? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it could.
Yeah,
I think he's pushing him at the back of his head. You're not doing it.
Yeah, I know that. He didn't touch. I know he didn't touch his head. Come on, man. Like that would be given away.
It was like like the middle of your shoulder blades, like
I
at the top of the bottom of your neck.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more towards the neck area and the shoulder blade, like the way it was angled.
Yeah, but even way like it's connected, isn't it? So you've got
lean on a man.
Lean on a man.
We're missing the main point that he was already in the
position of.
He was doing the Superman from before when man put his hands on him.
Exactly, that was my point. You can see the heads going forward before even the push started. So my point, like I don't know, man. It's like if there was that kind of obvious, they would have turned it. Another thing, because you said that they cannot overturn it. It was no obvious with Chelsea. But
Not
us, Daps.
Yeah.
So my point is, if they looked at it and it was like no obvious to overturn the Arsenal thing, same thing you thought about Chelsea. For example, at Chelsea, you said the whistle was blown. By the way, I don't think the whistle was blown.
But that was the reason they gave.
No. I thought there was an actual VAR overturned it to penalty.
Nah,
it wasn't a whistle.
But now, what they said afterwards and at half time when it was explained was that a decision was made and it wasn't clear enough for them to overturn it.
And I didn't hear the whistle for them to give. I didn't see him doing this before the VAR.
I must admit, listen, being 100 first half, I was taking my daughter to a party. I only caught the second half. But at half time, that's what they said. I got in and Cass said to me, bro, it wasn't a penalty. And I'll be honest, the group chat of my City group chat, or the City lot was saying, we got lucky there, probably wasn't a penalty. But at half time when they explained it, they said the referee had given it.
Give the pen. So I don't remember the whistle and ref give the pen. I just don't remember. And I watched the replay. I never saw him doing the hand gesture to the pen. That's why I was like, how you can, like, you know what I'm saying? But it was, my point is, if he did this at Chelsea, why he didn't do the inclusion before that? When James, there was an actual foul on James way before that. He blocked James from path of going towards the ball.
Are we turning this into, you want to talk about the City-Chelsea game, don't you? I know you do.
Not really.
Neither do I, by the way.
But I thought it was good. But
why are you laughing once?
Why are you laughing once?
There's a comment here
from
Arteta's. It's
Arteta's muse.
It's I think it's Pepology. He goes, "Who jumps like this?" He's got a picture of a croissant.
A dolphin. If you can see the clipper.
That's exactly how he looks like on the thing. No.
I'm seriously, like, if you look at the replay, he jumps like a croissant way before the hands on his back. It was weird.
I just realised it's a croissant.
You're bad, man. Hey.
What I want to know is how he came up with. Was he hunting through the emojis and just, or did he already know? What emoji shall I use? Oh, there's a cross on. He looked like that. What did he just know?
Why is that so accurate though? Why is it so accurate?
That's mad. That's a good one.
Oh my days.
Comedy says his hands are on his head and neck, not back. That's what I thought personally.
Yeah,
but it's even more. It's even more.
Yeah, I was going to say that
push him in the back, in the neck. It's even more just the head because the lower body is way heavier.
Yeah,
the way Arsenal fans have got so disrespectful over this as well, and like genuinely personal, it's actually scary to me. Like, it's genuinely scary because like how awful they were. And then they keep going about the Bruno red card. Obviously, you haven't watched that clip because they said that both Havertz and Bruno should have been sent off.
Yeah,
that is something that everybody stands by. Yeah. Newcastle fans stand by that, and that we're not questioning that. You'll still see Arsenal fans being like, "Oh, was Havertz a red card?" Yeah, it was, and so was Bruno. So if the Havertz thing didn't happen, the Bruno thing.
Is anybody actually thought about it that he didn't know the player behind him and he was trying to duck the ball?
Yeah, maybe.
It's always going to be
because if he ducking the ball from the beginning without knowing the players behind him.
Well, do you know what? That's a really good point because if you're running towards your goal, the momentum is a thing, is pushing you towards the goal. Now, if the ball's coming in and it's in front of you, you're thinking, I do not want to make contact with this ball because from 2 yards out, there's only one place that ball is going and it's in the back of the goal. So that's a really good point. He could have been thinking that if I duck this because there's no one coming, if he didn't get a shout, that's a valid point. Could have been that, but like I said, should have done more, man. Listen, my whole thing is just do more. Like it was and in that game, do you know what? If Arsenal were really, 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 really good, and they just that decision they got unlucky, but it was a game like, say for example, the Wolves game when City played Wolves. I have nothing to say about anything in that game, even though potentially we probably were better than Wolves on the day. We did not win. For us to not beat Wolves is not good enough. So I'm not going to complain about anything. That game, Arsenal were not good enough. So the fans are trying to cling on to something. For me, I feel a little bit because you just weren't good enough. You're a better team than that. You didn't go there, and you. So yeah. Anyway.
No Fox Given says everyone in here would scream robbery bias much ?
We all football fans are biased.
Yeah, fair enough. Enigma responds with, "You guys are so biased. You start to sound stupid." I'm trying to fight Arsenal's corner here.
See what I mean about being,
hold on.
Like, see what I mean about being like rude over a fucking VAR decision? Get a life. Genuinely get a life.
Calling man stupid, it is mad.
Grass.
Yeah.
There is grass outside. Unless you live in the desert, there's grass outside, okay? Go out, look out your window.
Go and touch sand if you do, to be fair.
Depending on the time of the day, look outside, the stars, the moon. Beautiful. Oh, it's so delightful.
What if they live in snow?
Or if you live in the if it's in the daytime, go outside, look, you might see sea, you might see grass, you might see birds. Getting disrespectful.
You might see Howard Webb.
That fans can't help
maybe
is stupid. We're not stupid. You're stupid. Getting so upset and disrespectful and personal over a VAR decision. Now, I already had it out with Lee as well because he started being rude after I left the stream and started being rude about Newcastle. Very strange. All these Arsenal fans wanting to be rude about Newcastle all of a sudden. It's people getting personal with other fans over that. Like, be serious. Like, honestly. Just be for fucking real for once in your life. I don't think I've ever sworn on this channel, by the way. And I don't say very much.
It's fine.
But
that's
just
a lie.
Be for real. Be for real.
That's the lie.
I'd be a bit annoyed if someone said my centre back jumps like a croissant. But I do.
But can I just say what the maddest thing is when that last comment saying you lot are so biased, it makes you look stupid. Well, no, because everything on that show showed that it wasn't clear and obvious. So I don't think we're being biased. Ultimately, no, hold on, Cass.
Oh, you're only biased if you don't agree with them.
Let's deep this. I've actually said, that I think it was a push, but I think it wasn't clear and obvious enough to overrule. You said you think it was a push.
I think it was, yeah.
So,
I think regardless, it's clear and obvious.
And then ultimately, Alex, who's actually educated in momentum, has given.
No, I was actually debating because the picture showing how hard apparently he's pushing. I'm saying if there was that significant push, his head will not be in croissant position. His head will be shrimp position backwards. I'm just saying maybe
shrimps. Hold on, there's got to be a shrimp in there.
What I'm saying, so if it's not that means that it wasn't enough push. That's all I'm explaining. But you can go and debate whatever you want. It's not my fight to fight.
No, fair enough. Comdean, big up yourself again. He says Gabriel is trying to flick the ball on. That's why he's leaning forward. It doesn't have to be a push. He is impeding him getting his head back up. That's what I agree with that. But I agree with that statement personally. In it, that's just me in it. Not everyone has to agree with it.
On his actual head though, it's like here.
Again, the flick the ball backward, head going this way. He forgot. He did the first part. He forgot to do the second part.
There we go.
This is crazy, man.
There we go.
Yeah, you look. Can we just get croissant emojis in the chat?
Hold on. No. We could go. Hold on. It's actually croissants or shrimps.
Yeah, run that up in the chat. Straight croissant.
Let me just put it this. States in the law, 2 arms extended in the back is a foul. That's what I'm trying to go towards. It doesn't have to be a strong push exactly for me. So the law is wrong then, clear and obvious. They give a foul week in, week out, and he's a PSV fan. I big up Scene or Sene. Let me know how you say your name, by the way. Sunderland PSV. So yeah, big up yourself for the super chat. I appreciate that a lot. I totally agree with that as well. I totally agree with that. So look, we've been talking about it for about 40 minutes. So if you want to put a shrimp or a croissant, it's up to you.
Oh, well, good, mate? How's about we put another shrimp on the barbie?
All right, but yeah, man, we're going to move on from that whole decision, and I'm probably going to talk a little bit about it more tomorrow morning instead with an actual Arsenal fan to see what he has to say, Mr. Aussie Gooner.
But good, mate? How's about we... So you can ask him shrimp or croissant.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's an Aussie as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hey, Mons, what are you saying? Virgil van Dijk, man. For me, remember this, guys, in the comments. For me, he is looking like Van Dijk of old, but this time he just doesn't have what he used to have around him. Like Fabinho, a prime Robertson, etc., etc. I think Van Dijk is finding form that he found 2 years ago. I think personally he's been carrying Liverpool because I think Daps alluded to it at the start of the stream. He's talking a little bit about Liverpool before you joined and saying about under the radar, but results here and there, doesn't kind of show that. But for me, you can kind of tell it's like Van Dijk's kind of found some sort of that aura back. Sorry, like maybe I'm messing up a little bit too much, but I think certain defenders have certain auras about them, like Ruben Diaz. I think Thiago Silva's got another part of that as well. He's just the way he reads the game is fantastic. Ruben Diaz doesn't have to rely on pace, but facts. When you go on 1-on-1, you're in two minds. Automatically, got an aura about it. Unfortunately, I don't have the
caveat apart from the Chelsea game. Carry on.
Yeah. Apart from the Chelsea game, but that was just a good game in general.
Yeah. He was bad. He was our worst player that game, though.
But I'm just being honest. And as a host as well, I'm trying to not be biased as well. I think Van Dijk is going to be absolutely crucial. I don't think anybody expects this for Liverpool this season. What are you saying, Monts, man?
Well, if you look at things statistically with your eyes, statistically, Liverpool have conceded 10 goals in the Premier League, and Arsenal have conceded 10 goals in the Premier League, and I think City have conceded now 12 because obviously the Chelsea game just gone. If you look at all three of those teams, you'd say Liverpool have the worst defense out of all three, and I'd agree. Even as a Liverpool fan, I'd agree with that one. I think, to be fair, we do have Alisson.
Best keeper out of all three, I was going to say.
Yeah, we do have the best keeper out of the three. But as a defensive unit, I still think Arsenal are superior. And I think that City are superior. But I have to be very... You have to understand that they also have two absolutely unbelievable sixes in Declan Rice and Rodri. We are still lacking a six. Okay, we have a six, but he's not very good. And we have someone who's centre mid in McAllister playing six for majority of our games. So I think that's even more of a testament to what Van Dijk is doing. And listen, he did get the red card against Newcastle. I think that was a bit of a soft red card, but fair enough, we get through it. I think Van Dijk has been he's been unbelievable this season. I think that even at 70%, he's still in the conversation to be the best defender in the world. I still think for me right now, he's performing currently the best defender in the league. Arsenal fans are probably going to say Saliba. City fans are going to lean to Diaz. But what I saw against Brentford especially, and he's been doing this all season, we didn't even defend that well against Brentford. I'm going to come out and say, I'm going to say it. I'm going to be honest. We didn't even defend that well. The game was too much of a basketball match. But guess what? VVD was just VVDing. And Burma went through on goal about 3 times. And I saw what I haven't seen in years. Virgil van Dijk, he just hit another gear of speed and just ushered him off the pitch. I ain't seen that since 2019. There was 3 teams in my eyes. I was like, wait, is this guy got his aura back? There's no way he's got his aura back. I ain't seen, bro, he just went into another. And Burma is not no slouch, by the way. He is quick.
Chelsea know about that.
Bro, that can happen though, because if I think with Vinny, can you remember Vinny's last 6 months at City? His very last 6 months at City. Because remember, Vinny had them seasons where he was unreal for City. Then he went through about 3 seasons, maybe even, I think 3 seasons where it was just constantly injury hit, right? Just constantly being hit by injuries. Then he came back obviously the Leicester, the season where he scored the goal against Leicester. And that last period, and I never thought after like 3 seasons of injuries, I thought, yeah, he's never going to be the same. Then all of a sudden he came back. And to be honest with you, like, I think you got to remember, like Van Dijk had a big injury, bro. Very big injury, yeah. And even last season was his first season. Was last season his first season back?
No. Because
he had
the
year before.
The season we tried to go for the quad was the season after. That was the kind of return. That was the return season, and people even I can see a few Liverpool fans saying, "Oh, what about the quad season? What about the quad season? Why are you saying 2019?" Well, because in the quad season, a lot of Liverpool fans were saying Joel Matip was the best defender that year.
Yeah. So, he wasn't. Yeah, I agree with that. He wasn't old. What you're saying is he was still at a level where you're saying he was good, but he wasn't that good.
Again, I hate having to say this. Virgil van Dijk from 2018 to 2020, or even 2017 to 2020, was a simulation. It didn't exist. That we won't see that for a long, long time for a centre back in terms of peak, like short peaks of a player. So
Harry Maguire.
It's hard to give Van Dijk crazy prop because he's not going to be that guy anymore. But I still think he's getting since he's, do you know what? Since he's put the armband on, I think that's what that might be it. Maybe it's the armband. Maybe it's the fact that he.
Are you discussing Van Dijk individual performance or Liverpool whole backline?
He's in the. I'm saying now, like this season, how good he's been this season, because this resurgence this season has been, and I wouldn't even say it's just this season. I think it's the last 10 games of, because have you guys seen the run that we've kind of gone on? I think it's about 30 games and it's about 26 wins, 1 loss and 3 draws. Now, since Van Dijk has come back, when he came back after the Crystal Palace game at the back end of last season, he's been very, very, very good. And that's not to say he won't slack off, or there's more evidence to say that he might drop off than to say evidence that he'll stay consistent. But I can only say what I've seen so far off the back end of this season, last season and this season, is that since that armband especially, he's been unbelievable for Liverpool. And we don't have a 6. I can't tell you how integral a 6 is, having a good 6s. And we don't have one, and he's still doing what he's doing. And he's making a lot of the defenders, Tsimikas, average. You know what I'm saying? Matip, aging. Trent, unbelievable player, but defensively average. And yes, cool, you've got Alisson behind you, but it's like what Kaz said, it's not the Liverpool line of old. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not the old prime Robertson, Fabinho. He doesn't have the protection and he's still doing what he's doing. If you guys saw the clearance off the line, come on, man. If man aren't seeing what VVD's on, then I don't know, man. He's doing really well. I won't spend too much time on it, but I think he might be the difference between getting us to January without a 6 and trying to keep.
You know what? I haven't watched too much Liverpool this season, but I think I would say, do you know what? Robertson's out.
You don't like him, do you?
Who?
Kendall.
No.
No.
I just genuinely haven't watched him. Like, I've watched maybe like 2 or 3 games maximum, I think.
But in hindsight, when you look at it and you think, Robertson's out, and even when Robertson wasn't out, he's not looking like the Robertson of old at all. I think Konate's not looking. What I have seen of Konate this season, he's not looking as good as he has previous seasons. Trent is Trent.
Right, to be fair. Matip's been quite good, to be
fair.
But
I think the biggest one is you're playing without an actual 6 in front of it, and that's the big. That's the key. That is the key thing. You're playing like. You can never underestimate the fact of not having an actual 6 in front of you. So I would agree with you on that, to be fair.
Do you think this is kind of overhyped, Alex, slightly? Or do you think
I still see I didn't watch all of the Liverpool games, but the ones that I saw, not the ones that we lost actually, they did still let other teams make chances against them. If they don't score, it doesn't mean that they still give opposition a chance to score on them. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not as Van Dijk. Like this is why I ask: are y'all talking about Van Dijk individual or Van Dijk as Liverpool as a unit? I think you, based on last season to this season, you went from left side kind of weakness to the right side this season. Weakness is more attacks, not on Van Dijk side, on the other side of Van Dijk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Van Dijk is Van Dijk. He's decent, really good center back. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't see it as a Van Dijk as individual as a problem. I just see the unit. The unit is the problem with Liverpool. It's not individual. My number one possession, how you build the team, you build from 6. Because if you pick the right 6, you help your defense and you help your offense. Liverpool have fake dog. What's the guy's name?
McAllister.
Should got the yellow card last game.
Endo,
yeah. Shouldn't be on the pitch after that slide tackle. At least should get the yellow card for that. But he's definitely not a 6. McAllister is definitely not a 6. I wonder if they have a center back that actually can fulfill the number 6 and not do nothing but stand up. Don't do nothing in offensive. Just stay as a third center back, but in the 6th position.
Moving on a little bit.
I don't think they haven't.
I don't think they do. Enigma says karma is reaching Newcastle for that decision. Damn, send it for you, Kendall. Wants that smirk about the slap off your face when Arsenal ambush Liverpool next month.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
He's saying
that smirk is going to be slapped off your face.
Wait, at Anfield, at my gaff. Hold on. Let me. At my gaff. At my gaff. My gaff. Oh please.
Damn, I pick up Enigma, man. But yeah, man, moving on a little bit, guys. Remember, there's over 500 of you in it. Come on, 186 likes. Please bring those likes up. These likes need shifting up.
It's an international break. We need it. We need all the help you can get.
Yeah, international break is it's a tough one. We're going to try
2 and counting.
It's not. We've got another 7 days to go and probably another 14 streams to get through until we get to the actual weekend itself.
But then no more international breaks till when? March?
Yeah, man. Oh. Yeah, I know. Moving to the last subject I was going to move to, I'm going to get Kendall's opinion first. Aaron Ramsdale. So recently, the thing that popped up about 6 months ago was the thing with Ian Wright. Even Ian Wright was probably looking at him thinking, what are you talking about? You madman. And he said he can't concentrate for 90 minutes. Now that's resurfaced, and now he's getting obviously shit for it. Now it's looking like his time at Arsenal is coming to an end, whether it's I don't know what to say, whether it's fair or unfair or anything like that. He's obviously, his dad came out today with his comments as well. People don't know. His dad say his smile has gone. So this elite professional, people have feelings, of course they do, but to air them out to the public is probably not good when you're at the top of your game. Do you think Ramsdale was actually fairly dropped, or do you reckon it's just the way football goes? Because we've seen it with at Man City, right? The keepers just get dropped when they need to. It's as simple as that. It might not fit the philosophy. And the second question is, where else can he actually go? Because we was naming teams earlier, right? And I have zero idea where this guy's next career move is.
United could do with a keeper, couldn't they, Cass?
Second goalkeeper, maybe.
You're having an Nana over Ramsdale at the moment?
All day long.
Okay, I'm just testing. I'm a Ramsdale fan, so I'll talk last on this. I
like Ramsdale as well. Well, yeah, what are you saying, Kendall, on this whole Ramsdale stuff?
Yeah, first of all, obviously, if he is mentally struggling, then obviously I'm sorry to hear that, because we've literally just seen in the last week, the Burnley forward, he's obviously left football for a little bit because he's suffering. So if he is suffering mentally, then that's awful. However, if you can't handle if it's simply about not being able to handle competition in your position, then that to me is not good. It doesn't show good mentality, because I'm just obviously going to base it back to my own club, because I know my own club more than anyone else's, and obviously everyone else can chime in if it's similar at their club. But similarly to ours, we bought Nick Pope and we had Martin Dubravka, and this was obviously before even Dubravka had left for Man United and stuff like that, or he was even on the verge of leaving. He wasn't, and we bought Nick Pope and he came in straight away. Now, Dubravka's never really moaned. Yes, he obviously wanted a loan move away, but that's because he wanted game time, fair enough. But since that point, no team's come in for him. He hasn't asked for a move. He's played in the games that we've asked him to and done a really, really good job. He's smiling in all the photos. He's never mentioned anything about being annoyed that there's no competition. Similarly to Isak and Wilson, they're both working with each other, knowing that there's so much rotation to be needed, know that there's in some games some will play, in some games others won't. Obviously it's a little bit different if you're not playing at all and another keeper's come in, a lone keeper, and is just playing over you. It's a little bit different, but just in terms of mentality reasons, I was surprised when they loaned Raya, because I was I thought everyone was buzzing off Ramsdale. Arsenal fans that I know loved Ramsdale. I thought he was decent last season. So yeah, obviously it was a little bit strange. And then obviously Raya had a couple of those games where he didn't look good. And Arsenal fans were like, oh, get Ramsdale back. And we still haven't seen Ramsdale. So yeah, even if he's not playing cup games and stuff like that, that's a bit strange, because he has literally just been dropped off the face of the earth. You're just not seeing him at all. So yeah, but I don't know whether he's agreed with his dad saying what he's said, because obviously I don't know if he's even said to his dad, can you go and say something? Because as we've seen with Harry Maguire's family in the past, they've come out by themselves and said stuff in the past about Harry.
Yeah, something about Yorkshire people, isn't it? Yeah, someone common thing.
Along those lines. So I don't know if obviously Ramsdale's on board with what his dad said or whatever, but yeah, in football, he surely should be used to the fact that he's going to have competition. So if it is just simply that, then that's a bit weird to me, but I don't even know where he's going to go. Obviously, everyone's Russ, I just think that's so weird. Why? I don't get that.
That is
at all.
A bit mad. That
is very strange. I don't really get that, but I think it's because he's English and looks a bit like Eddie Howe, so everyone just thinks that Eddie Howe's going to sign him now. That's just the playbook.
They do both look like Punch. They do.
You know what's dead? about what he said though. Like, you see when he said that he can't concentrate for 90 minutes. Yeah?
That pigeon clip came up against Southampton.
Yeah, there's certain things you say, and there's certain things you just don't say. Because now, then any fuck up from Ramsdale, any going forward, do you know what clip's gonna get run up on Twitter? Oh, do you know what? I can't concentrate for 90 minutes, man. If the crowd ain't on me, I just can't concentrate. You're gonna see that clip you know, like when anyone who's light skinned drops a stink on it, and the picture of Troops on the table gets slapped up. That's what's gonna happen. Oh my god.
What is that?
Punch and Judy.
Oh.
I think it was Jess from Armchair Gaffers that said it once. I was like, oh yeah.
Let me ask you a question about Ramsdale.
Yeah,
sorry.
It puts him under unnecessary pressure in it. I think Ramsdale's a decent keeper. I think him and Ramsdale, I don't think the gaps between them's too big, but I don't know, man. Like, you just can't really be saying that in interviews. I think it's just.
Do they not freak you out, then, puppets? Sorry.
That's
crazy. Anyways, go on.
I don't know. I just said I think that it's no coincidence that it's international break. It's international break, and those quotes that like it got aired during international breaks just started, and now we're seeing all these quotes. We're seeing it being released. Even Ian Wright was like.
Like, you know, Edison said a similar thing though, didn't he? And that's like all of a sudden resurfaced now. And he said he had cognitive, like
Edison changed made his Instagram private and stuff. I think that was well over a year ago. But do you know what? It really surprised me with Ramsdale because, and I don't mean this, the whole situation, right? Because I can get it from his point of view. Now, I've always liked Ramsdale. The one thing about Ramsdale I really liked was his mentality, that he seemed like such a strong mentality kind of guy. But if you think about it, last season I think he was a goalkeeper in Team of the Season, right? Premier League Team of the Season, he was a goalkeeper. He didn't drop no howlers at the start of the season or anything. And Raya just came in, right? They just decided, and we thought, they might be buying Raya as a backup. One of my friends who supports Arsenal, Hold Tight Chris, said to me, but it's because Arteta's always liked Raya. And it was one of them ones where, you know, if as a manager you like a player and then you get wind that, this player's available. So you're like, it's too good to miss. I like go and get
Spanish connection.
It's
probably
that's what I was going to bring the conversation about. Why was this goalkeeper was such a forced issue in the summer? Was anybody saying at the end of Arsenal summer that
who's Arsenal's second goalkeeper?
Ramsdale.
By the way, no. It was the
before Raya.
American guy, and he was decent
Matt
too.
Turner.
Turner. He was actually decent.
He was all right as well. I thought.
He's actually decent goalkeeper. My question is, at the end of Arsenal reign last season, with all that they had, how did goalkeeper even come out as the subject needs to be addressed in the summer? Like
there might be more to it, but then what happened after that is, I think this is where the real confidence blow might have come in. And we've got to remember, by the way, that through whatever's going on at Arsenal, it's the Euros next season. I think a lot of us think that obviously there's Nick Pope, there's Pickford, there's Ramsdale. Me personally, sorry, Kendall, you might not like this, but I have always said the minute Pickford drops a stinker, I think Ramsdale will get that armband, get the shirt, get the jersey, and then I think he'll hold on to it for some time. But now, none of us are thinking that now because look, Southgate is not going to put Ramsdale in. Like, it's not. It's going to be.
I don't
Pickford
even know what his dad said.
But then it's the way Raya. Obviously, Ramsdale got dropped. Raya came in. And we were thinking, okay, well, he might do the rotation thing. He didn't do the rotation thing. Then Raya, I mean, and listen, I'm not saying Raya had bad games. I'm going by what Arsenal fans were telling me, that Raya was having bad games and that Ramsdale needs to be brought back in. But Ramsdale was not brought back in. So if you're Ramsdale, you're thinking, hold on a minute. I did nothing wrong. I've had the shirt taken away from me. This goalkeeper, by the looks of what people are saying, is doing things wrong. He's not having the shirt taken away from me. Oh, shit, there's no route back here. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the Euros next summer. 3 months ago, I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? That could be me playing for England. And look, we can say we don't care, but as football players care whether they play for their country or not. Yeah. And all of a sudden now he's sat there going, I'm not going to be playing for England. I'm not playing for Arsenal. What have I done in the last 3 months that has made me drop from there to there for no reason? And I do get that would knock your confidence. It would, man. It would. It would not mine anyway.
I literally think it's Arteta brought this summer so many problems at the Arsenal dressing room, unforceable. Like there was like the forcible changes that doesn't make sense. Like I said, at the end of the season, when you're not satisfied with Ramsdale, but when you bring the other guy, is there a big gap between him? Like I understand you can see that somebody needs to be somebody better than Ramsdale, but is that that obvious the better than Ramsdale? I don't think he actually is.
Is the Raya law an obligation or just an option?
After a certain amount of games, I think it triggers.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason.
Just because I was going to say, like,
what's going to
happen if, like, just say Raya, God forbid he doesn't, right? But just say Raya ended up getting a season-ending injury, right? And then they couldn't buy him for whatever reason.
They still can. It's just gonna.
But then what if Brentford said, "Nah, see, you're not gonna sell you." But then what's Ramsdale gonna do? Like, oh, see ya.
Do you know what's confusing to me? Is that just going off of what Nick said, like, bro, Arsenal fans were willing to die on the hill of Aaron Ramsdale last year. They were dying.
Remember the Armenia and all that, throwing up best goalkeepers in the league and having Ramsdale in it.
Yeah, Ramsdale. When we were talking about
best goalkeeper in the league,
Ramsdale was in the top 3 in most man's arguments. I had an Arsenal fan on my channel tell me, I had Casey on my channel tell me, I had Kiz and them man saying some shit about he's got better distribution than Alisson. So with all this Ramsdale prop, I just think it's crazy how it went out the window. The second Raya came through, and he's not even that much better. Like Nick said, he's not even that much better.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and Enigma says Ramsdale did the same to Bird Leno. We don't care.
Good point, to be fair.
Yeah, good point.
I think they give away. Sorry, I think they gave away way better goalkeeper than even now. The guy at Aston Villa, I'll take him right now at Chelsea.
Emi Martinez, yeah, this is what I think maybe again it will probably be the last one.
Because let's be real, Ramsdale. Martinez, yeah, he has some stinkers, bro. Oh, I hear it, but he has some stinkers as well, bro. He does have some absolute howlers.
When goalkeepers make stinkers, it's really obvious. There's nobody to fix that stinker.
So, moral of the story is never stand near a goalkeeper if he's just had beans because he's gonna fucking.
JC says Ramsdale conceded a lot of savable goals last season and the season before. The Southampton game when we bottled the league was the final straw for Teta. The pigeon incident when he literally looked at a pigeon and then they scored a goal.
Didn't he also? Oh no, a fan kit. I thought
it's Richarlison celebrating.
I'm trying to figure out whose fault for Arsenal losing the league. Is that because Saliba was injured or because Ramsdale? I thought everybody united Saliba was injured. That's the main excuse. Now we're saying Ramsdale dropped the points for them?
No, it was a pigeon.
Oh, you know what? Arteta as well. Like he's done this with Trossard as well. Just off the top of my head, like obviously when he's been in form, he's still dropped him and then not played him. And then when other players haven't been on form, he hasn't brought him back in only until recently, obviously because of like a couple of injuries and stuff. But he's done that with Trossard as well. Sometimes his decisions, I'm like, I don't really understand them.
The whole summer is so suspect from Arsenal. Whole summer.
Last question. I don't know where that's. Don't worry about it. About to finish up. I need everyone to smash the like before you do so as well, and also check out Big Six Bands as you are smashing the like. If you don't mind, as you are smashing like, go subscribe there. Just last question, just one team each. If Ramsdale is to leave Arsenal in more than likely maybe January, where does he go? I've got one in mind. Someone said it earlier.
What was that?
If Ramsdale is to leave Arsenal, where does he go? What's his next move? That's the final question. I'm going to say one name, and I don't think it's in the Prem. I think he ends up going to somewhere like Juventus. They need a goalkeeper. I think they'll look at him. Cheap. I think it'll be a cheap deal as well.
Yeah, there's no one in the Premier League at the moment.
Even before Sanchez, Chelsea probably even got to grab him.
Yeah, but they've got Sanchez now.
Sanchez is the same level as Ramsdale. Same level as Arsenal.
In the same tier.
But you can split the hair, but to invest money in a goalkeeper, I'd rather invest money in a goalkeeper, not just 3 pennies more than.
You want to you don't want to go from Ramsdale to Raya. It's the
not
same
them,
thing.
Not them Forest do another deal with Arsenal and get Ramsdale in over Turner. That'll be.
So what people saying? What teams? Yeah, give one team. Where does he go? Where's his next career move?
Yeah, no, I did.
I don't know. Maybe his dad should think of that.
So what's it out? Wait.
I'm pretty sure there was the squabble over the deal about Arsenal as well. So yeah, I think he chose with him.
I just said his dad should decide.
Someone in the chat said our Etifan. That is killing me. Why is that?
Etifan?
Why is that all killing me?
What?
I don't even know. I can't even think of the goal. I don't even think
Saudi Arabian team.
Would he go somewhere in the Premier League? I can't even imagine him going abroad though.
Maybe West Ham maybe need a goalkeeper.
No,
they
already have ex-Arsenal goalkeeper.
Areola doing his thing.
Areola. Oh, Fabianski. But if Fabianski's like 40 years old.
Same level as what he has now. Ramsdale.
This is mad. This is why it's mad though.
Goalkeepers is such a weird thing. Like there's only maybe 3 or 4 like real top level goalkeepers in football, in my opinion. I think the rest of them are like there's like 3 or 4 up here, and then the rest of them are like.
And that's why, like, are you invest money in Ramsdale? No, I already have pretty much similar is Sanchez. I don't think it's that much difference. One blonde, one dark hair. At least my dark hair understands Spanish from my manager.
Who's Brentford's goalkeeper now?
His name's he was actually having a right game against you lot until obviously they conceded. I can't remember his name though. He's Wham though.
It's like hard to.
I don't know his name.
Did you say he's Wham?
Real Madrid might take it out. He should go to Real Madrid. There's Kepa over there. Kepa is shit.
Kepa is bad. Kepa is bad.
T-Rex arms.
Well, in the comments below, make sure you tell us where does Ramsdale or Haramdale, whatever you want to call him, where does he go to? I need names. These not even said a shout yet. Atletico Madrid. Yeah, good luck being under Simeone when you're crying about a smile.
Ramsdale. I'll be
Ramsdale going to displace Oblak, yeah.
Now he's Ramsdale.
Ramsdale. Haramsdale. I like I'll be Damsdale.
I'll be down. I'll be Damsdale.
Well, I'll be Damsdale.
Yorkshire Dale.
And then with another super chat says Arteta is a mad scientist about to blow up his own lab. Well, I mean, after that, Kai Havertz still maybe.
Thunderbirds are go.
He looks like a Thunderbird. Yeah, but big up everyone. We're gonna be back tomorrow in the morning, UK time, 11:15. Myself, Monts, Aussie Guna, and who usually got with us, Monts?
What time?
In the morning,
yeah,
bro.
11:15, so get to bed early.
You're going to share after. You got to do your own stream. Who's with us on that day? Someone else is with us that day. Anyways, I'll remember soon. But yeah, big up yourselves. Make sure you smash a like on the way out. And also, if you stay on the stream, you go to Flawless's gaming stream. So just go subscribe to Flawless's gaming channel. That would be sick for him as well. Something new, something fresh. Big up Flawless, and big up everyone that's actually came on today. Kendall, Alex, Monts, Daps with his new background, and big up myself, man. In a bit.